I welcome you all to the next lecture of Osha Online Training. So today we will discuss fire protection system. In our previous lecture, we have basically discussed PPEs, and I hope you would have get the idea. So what will we today discuss? It is about fire. This is really an important topic, and we will get to know in depth that what is fire, what we can do about it, in the working area or different industries. First, let me tell you that what is fire. But before this, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe it and like it, share with your friends so that people can get benefit from it. It would in turn basically motivate me, and I will bring some more lecture. I will share my knowledge with you all. So first, let me tell you about our topic outlines. So in our today lecture, we will debate basically see that what is fire, types of fire, when to fight or when to not fight a fire. So you'll also see that when you have to fight a fire and when you have not to fight a fire. Lastly, we will see some emergency procedures and precautions related with fire. We will basically cover these four bulleted points today. So first, we must have to know the idea that what is fire. But before this, let me tell you that why I am discussing fire. I am discussing fire because of the reason that in our next lecture we will see extinguishers. So in order to get the concept of extinguishers, really important that you must have to know about the fire. So what is fire? How it is made? What it actually do? So we will get to know this. Basically, fire has been created from three components. One is oxygen, next one is heat, and another one is any fuel. Oxygen is in there, fuel, any fuel, for example, oil, and heat. So when these three combines, it produces a fire, which is an unwanted thing, and we don't want it. But there might be situation where these three will get combined, and there would be a chemical reaction, and in turn, a fire would produce, and it may harm people. It may result in fatalities or deaths. It may result in different injuries. So it is a hazard and a risky thing. So we have to control it. So for this, fire extinguishers are used in order to vanish the fire. So what basically fire extinguisher do? It basically remove any of the following component, either oxygen, heat, or fuel. So the fire get removed from the area. Now you must ask the question for me that what is basically fire extinguisher? We haven't discussed it. But in our next video, we will discuss what are extinguishers, what type of extinguishers we must have to use. So this is our next video, but first we must get the idea about fire. So when oxygen, heat, and fuel get combined, you may have seen this triangle. This is oxygen, this is heat, and this is fuel. So when these three combined, a chemical reaction took place. When this chemical reaction took place, it resulted in fire. And in different kind of industries, chemical industries, construction industries, fire occurring is a normal thing, and this may happen. So you must have to have certain precautions and certain measures in order to fight the fire or protect workers from it. There are basically four classes of fire: class A, class B, class C, and class D fires. So in class A fire, paper, wood, cloths, certain kind of trashes are included. These four things are basically being assigned to class A fire, and a different kind of extinguisher will be used in order to vanish or remove fire occurring from these stuffs like paper, wood, cloth, and trash. Class B fire occur due to oil, gas, grease material, or some flammable liquid who produce flames. So fire may also occur from oil, gas, grease, and flammable liquids, or class B fire. Fire may also produce in the result of electrical equipments, which is class C fire, and which is really common in different industries, chemical industries, certain construction industries, electrical industries. The last one is class D fire, which result in combustible metal, those metals which are basically combustible, which burn. So those metals, so fire result from such kind of metals has been placed in class D fire. So now the question arises that why we have placed them in different kind of classes. It is because of the reason that there are different kind of extinguishers for different kind of material. Certain kind of extinguisher may not work on paper, wood, cloth, and trash, but it may work on electrical equipment. Every extinguisher has its specific role, and you must have to know that which kind of extinguishers you must have to use. So it is really important, although you are not aware that what is extinguishers, but when we have our next lecture, you will get to know the idea very clearly. So for now, you have just to keep in our mind that there are four classes of fire. Fire may occur from paper, wood, cloth, trash. It may also occur from oil, gas, grease, and flammable liquids. It may also occur from electrical equipment or combustible metals. These are the things which can produce fire. Now, the question arises that what are some of the situations you may fight or you may not fight a fire? Like there are certain circumstances under which you can fight a fire, being a worker, being a line manager, being a safety officer, being a firefighter in the company. So in that case, there are some situations in which you can fight a fire, but there are some situations in which you must have to be careful and not fight the fire. Consider yourself as a line manager or a safety officer and think that what are some of the situations in which I have not to fight a fire, and when I have to fight a fire. Remember that only fight a fire when it is in the incipient stage. Fight the fire when it is in the start stage and it has not progressively spread over the area. When the fire is in start stage, so in that case you can fight it. When the fire has become massive and immensely increased and progresses in the few minutes, so don't fight it. In that case, you have to remember that you don't have to fight it. Although there are certain individuals who are there in the industry to fight the fire, but they are also instructed by the officials that when the fire is immensely increased and has become massive, in that situation you do not have to fight it. The third important point is always kept in mind where is the exit door and how to use it. What is exit door? In every industry there is an exit door through which you can leave the industry or the area or the workforce area and leave the building. So you have to keep it in the mind. Either you are fighting the fire or not. Fighting with the fire means to remove it through extinguishers simply. So always remember that where is the exit door, how I can escape. So remember these things in your mind, and it's really important for your life. Either you are a safety officer, either you are a worker, so in that situation keep in mind the exit door. Also, don't fight the fire when you do not have a proper equipment such as extinguisher. There are extinguishers stuck in the walls in different areas of an industry and which are used in order to vanish the fire or remove the fire. But when you know that they are not in a good condition, they are not working properly, those devices which are used to remove the fire are not working properly, so don't fight the fire because it can ultimately endanger your life. So don't fight the fire when it has spread from its originating level. I have to tell you this before, that when it has spread a lot, then don't fight it. When your mind tell you that you should have to leave the area, when your instincts and your brain tell you that you have to get out from the area because the situation is getting worse, then leave the area and don't think anything else. Now, in the last, there are some emergency procedures relating with fire, and you have to know about them. Either you are a safety officer, either you are a worker or a line manager, everyone must have to know about these emergency procedures and precautions. What are they? The first number is pull nearest alarm situation in the emergence of fire. You have to pull the nearest alarm station. What does it mean? Every industry has alarm stations and which are called through alarm buttons. Alarm buttons are located in industry in different area. So in that case, you have to press the button and alarm everyone and the alarm station as well that the fire has occurred. So alarming the alarm station means that the fire has occurred, and every industry has the alarm button located inside it. So it will basically alarm everyone and the alarm station that there is a danger situation, so everyone will then take care of their life. Immediately exit the place or building. If the fire has immensely spread it over, so in that case you should leave the building. And the important thing is that before and the important thing is that during safety inductions or toolbox talks, as we have discussed it previously, usually there are some drills or some practices regarding fire occurring situation. Like for instance, workers are trained that what you have to do in the case of fire. In that situation, they are told that now for practice, now leave the building. So it is just a drill. They are trained for it. But remember, you have not to consider every alarm to be a drill, but you have to consider every alarm to be a danger situation, and you have to leave the place. So don't consider it as a drill and leave the place. Go to the nearest exit in an orderly fashion. This is really important because in many situations people are worried and scared, so they do not go outside in an orderly fashion, and they just hit each other and just produce noise, and this create problem because someone may fall down by hitting by other person. So in that case, go smoothly in an orderly fashion and don't scare. In that situation, just align and go properly from the exit door. So it's really important. The other important thing is that you must have to at least assemble or stand 100 feet from the building, not less than that, because the fire may result in some explosions or it may increase as well. So in that case, you have to leave the area and stood 100 feet from the building. Now, in the alarming situations, there must be emergency crews of staff, or I mean firefighters. They will come to vanish or remove the fire. So in that case, provide information to the emergency crew about the people who are stuck in the building. There might be people that who may stuck in the area and they may not be able to get out. So in that case, provide information to emergency crews or staff or firefighters that some people are stuck or in the building, and provide information to them. Another thing is that you must have to provide information to the emergency crews or officials or firefighters that why we have basically evacuated from the building and what has basically happened. You must tell them that the fire has occurred and this thing has happened. So you have to tell them, so they will get to know that what has really happened, so they will act accordingly to it. The last important thing is that never re-enter the building until you are instructed by the police officials or the health and safety department or the fire department. You should not go under the building by your own, but you have to wait for the police officials or your health and safety staff like safety officers or line manager, or you should wait for the fire department. So they will instruct you and you will then re-enter the building. When all the situation get clear, so then you will get enter. So guys, this was about fire and its types and some emergency procedures, when you have to fight it, when you have not to fight with it. So keep in mind it, and in our next lecture we will see what are fire extinguishers, what are some types of fire extinguishers, which fire extinguisher to use at what time. So this would be a detailed lecture about fire extinguisher in the next video. So please subscribe and like our channel and stay tuned. Take care. Bye for now.